Want to learn my top 5 exercises for building a wide back? Then watch this video. Hi, I'm Dr. Joe DeMarco, chiropractor and owner of OcraMed Health. In today's video, I'm going to share with you my top 5 exercises for building a wide back. And when we're talking about building a wide back, what muscles are we talking about? We're talking about the latissimus dorsi muscles of the back. They're the largest muscles of the back. And if you want a wide V-tapered back, you have to build up your latissimus dorsi. Now, of course, like my other videos, we're going to take a moment. We're going to go over the anatomy. Why do I take a couple minutes to go over the anatomy? Because if you're exercising and you're bodybuilding, you have to understand the anatomy in order to properly work the muscle. You have to understand where the muscle originates from, where it inserts, and what's the function of the muscle. And if you don't know that, you're just taking shots in the dark. So if you understand the anatomy, it's going to just make your training and your focus on that muscle group so much better. So let's take a look at that anatomy of the latissimus dorsi. The latissimus dorsi are 2 large flat muscles that provide width to our backs. Now, being such a large muscle, anatomically there's several variations that can occur in the latissimus dorsi from person to person. So I'm going to just go over kind of the basic anatomy of the origin and insertion of the latissimus dorsi, but keep in mind that this muscle origins can vary slightly person to person. So the muscle itself originates off the spinous processes of vertebra T7 through L5, the thoracolumbar fascia, the iliac crest, the bottom 4 ribs, and the inferior angle of the scapula. The latissimus dorsi then inserts on the bicipital groove of the humerus. All right, so there's the latissimus dorsi, the origins and the insertions. So what's the function of this muscle? Well, this muscle, even though it's a muscle of the back, it's really a muscle functionally of the upper body because of the fact, as I showed you, it attaches to the humerus. And so the 3 main functions of this muscle is, one is to perform extension of the shoulder, so bringing the arm back like this. The other motion is what we call adduction, bringing the arm down like this. And then the final motion is what we call internal rotation of the shoulder, so bringing the shoulder this way. So we have extension, we have adduction, and we have internal rotation. Now, the latissimus dorsi also helps along with, it assists in arching the lumbar spine, almost like bringing the pelvis up from the back. So you'll see when we do these exercises, we're going to actually activate some muscle fibers by using that knowledge. But those are the 3 main functions of the latissimus dorsi muscles. And so we're going to hit it with these 5 exercises. Exercise number 1, straight arm pull downs. Now, I find that this exercise really nails the true function of the lats. You can perform this exercise in the standing position, or you can do it kneeling as I'm doing here. A couple key parts of this exercise is, 1, on the way up, you really want to get a full stretch on those lats as you come up with the weight. And then keeping the arms straight, you can have a slight bend in the elbow if you want. I'm really concentrating on bringing my arms down to the side. I like performing this exercise with a rope because I feel like I can actually get more shoulder extension by using a rope. But you could also use just a short, straight bar and pull the bar down towards your upper thighs. But like I said, I like to use the rope because when you're using the rope, you can open it as it comes towards your thighs and pull past your thighs and get a little extra contraction on the lats. But this is an excellent exercise, tremendous pump in the lats. I would perform 3 sets, keep the weight a little lighter on this exercise, keep the reps in the 12 to 15 rep range. Exercise number 2, seated rows. Couple key points to this great exercise. You want to sit up nice and straight with the chest up. An important part on the front, you want to really get a great stretch on the lats. However, you don't want your torso to come way forward on this. You notice I keep about a 90-degree angle at my hips. So I'm stretching the lats forward, but I'm not actually letting my torso come all the way forward. That's a good way to injure your lower back. Now on the contraction, I'm really concentrating, as you can see here, on bringing my elbows, and they actually go past my lats. I'm actually pulling them past, so I'm getting a maximum contraction on this exercise. Keep the weight light so that you can really concentrate on pulling those elbows back, as opposed to a common mistake that people make is they go too heavy on this exercise and they swing the weight back. This is a great exercise to perform 3 sets of 8 to 10 repetitions. Exercise number 3, pull downs with a reverse grip. So I like doing this exercise with an underhand grip on the bar. Reason being, I find it to be a more natural position for the lats. I get a better stretch on the way up in this position, so I like to use an underhand grip. Notice from the side I have a slight arch in my back. That gets back to the function of the lats that we talked about earlier. The lats help arch the lumbar spine, and so by starting the exercise off with that slight arch, I'm already engaging the muscle fibers of the lower part of the lats, and then I fully contract the lats as I pull the bar down to my chest. Now, an important part of this exercise is to get a full stretch on the way up, and as I bring the bar up, I actually bring my head forward, and this allows for a maximum stretch of the Latissimus dorsi on the way up. And then I really concentrate on pulling the elbows down and back. Once again, a common mistake on this exercise is people will tend to go too heavy and swing the body back and forth. Keep this weight moderate. Perform 3 sets. I would keep the reps in the 10 to 12 rep range. Exercise 4, bent over rows with a reverse grip. Just like the pull downs, I feel that the reverse grip is a more of a natural position to work the lats on this exercise. Try to keep a nice constant angle at your hips. Don't let your angle of your hips change over the course of the exercise. It's important to drag the bar up and down along the legs to prevent low back injury. Once again, just like the other back exercises, it's important to keep good form so you really get a nice strong contraction of the lats on this exercise. So I'm going to really concentrate on pulling my elbows behind my back, trying to get a full contraction. I would perform this exercise for 3 sets of 10 repetitions. Exercise 5, close grip pull downs. Now the variation on this is that we're doing the close grip pull downs, but I'm actually facing in the opposite direction, so you want to turn around and face away from the weights. This gives a little bit of a unique contraction to the lats. Notice I have a slight arch in my back, once again to contract those lower fibers of my Latissimus dorsi. So I have a slight arch that initiates the contraction of those lower fibers, and then I pull the weight down to the top of my chest. So once again, the key parts to this exercise is getting a good stretch all at the top, and then really concentrating on squeezing the lats and pulling the elbows down and squeezing down as hard as you can. Notice there's no rocking or swinging of my upper body. I'm using just all my lats to make the contraction during this exercise. Once again, this is an exercise oftentimes people go too heavy and they swing their torso when you really should be concentrating on contracting the lats. I like to do this exercise for 3 sets of 12 repetitions.
All right, so there you have it. Those are my top 5 exercises for building a wide back and building up the Latissimus dorsi muscle. All right, if you're looking for a fitness program that's going to build lean muscle without the bulk, then you want to go to my website, www.OcraMedHealth.com, where I will customize a program just for you consisting of heavyweight training and calisthenic movements that's going to keep you safe, injury-free, and build that lean muscle. Also on my website, our mobility plan. This is awesome. You pick the body part. I send you a personalized video of how to perform fascia release, stretch it, and increase the mobility. And don't forget the accommodation avoidance system, my ebook on how to perform heavy weight training while avoiding training plateaus is also available. If you're enjoying these videos, please subscribe to my channel, OcraMed Health on YouTube. Questions about injuries or exercises, just leave a comment in the comment section below. As everyone knows, I always get back to everybody. And don't forget, OcraMed Health is here to keep you fit forever.